Welcome back. In the first part of this video, we talked about the 3 ways of editing a video from the Insta360 X5 camera. We talked about using the Insta360 mobile app on iOS and Android, which is a lot limiting. We have a lot of features that are missing in that app. And we talked about the second way, Insta360 desktop app, which is also known as Insta360 Studio. We did a quick run through in the first part of the video, and we saw that there's a lot more options. But for professional level editing, where every single second matters and we want to do very complicated effects and transitions, we will use Adobe Premiere. And in the first part of the video, we use Adobe Premiere to export our video into 360-degree format that we can upload into YouTube, so that we can have the 360-degree immersive walkthrough experience, which will be perfect for watching archival footage with virtual reality glasses. Today we'll talk about creating a shorter version, a vertical video version, a 9:16 aspect ratio that we can use for uploading into social media. The video that we saw last time, it's very straightforward. We just exported the whole thing, all 33 minutes of it, which is good for doing archival, doing a virtual reality walkthrough, but it's not great for social media. Today we talk about how we break up this long video into smaller clips. We pick the most interesting parts. We break it up into 30-second clips of vertical video, and we'll probably have 4 of these 30-second clips to represent the whole event that happened. So this is for the Sentosa run that we just did yesterday with the Singapore front runners. Let's talk about Adobe Premiere and how we edit the vertical video. Hop back into Adobe Premiere. This is our project that we created last time for the long video. Now let's do a short version. Okay, we're going to use a little hack. Instead of creating a sequence from scratch, I'm going to borrow a sequence from somewhere else. To do that, I'll just do a file, import. What I'll do is I'll pick one of our earlier short videos, like say Kallang Geylang Run. Go into the Premiere folder. I've created a short video here, short one. This is the video settings that I need for my short form vertical format video. If we click this, we can see that it's a vertical format video. When I right click and select new sequence from clip, it will create a new sequence that has exactly the same settings as the earlier clip. This means that when I create a new short format video, it will have the exact same settings as the earlier clip that I uploaded to social media. And to recap, let's go in and take a look. If we go into the sequence settings, we can see that the short clip is vertical format, 9:16 ratio. It has 4K resolution. So the vertical resolution is almost 4000. Make sure the rest are okay. We want to preserve the same frames per second. The original video was recorded at 30 frames per second, technically 29.97. We will keep the same. This new short form video will also have 29.97. We do not want to change the time base. The rest should be quite similar. We have a square make sure we use square pixels. 48K for the audio sounds okay. Video previews, yeah, this is fine. Yeah, these settings are okay. VR properties, notice that now we don't use the projection. This is a vertical video format. It's not a virtual reality video. We do not expect people to pan around on their phones because Instagram will not allow that. Therefore, make sure the projection is done. This is the sequence that we want to export. I'm just going to call it Reel because it's an Instagram preview format. Now, this is the original clip that I imported from a previous project as a template. I can now remove it from a project. Just right click, right click and clear. I don't need this because I'm creating my own now. So you just delete the reference, you will not delete the actual file. Just say yes. Now we have a, let's just close the long now. We have the, our video setting here, and it's empty because we deleted the reference. Now we're ready to add all our clips to it. Again, select, make sure that everything is sorted alphabetically because we want to preserve the timestamp. The clip with the earliest timestamp will be the first clip that appears here. So we select the first video and go down, shift click, select everything here, drag everything into a timeline, make sure it's at the beginning, and let go. Now you'll say that it doesn't match the sequence settings. That's because our video clips, the original source files, are 360-degree videos recorded in 8K resolution. So that's horizontally 8,000 pixels, a bit less than that. It's asking us whether we want to keep the settings because the sequence settings is vertical format, 9:16 at 4K resolution. But that's okay, this is correct. What we do is that we'll just keep the existing settings. Okay, now notice that our workspace now becomes quite cramped. This thing is not very nice for editing vertical videos. Everything gets squashed up at the top. To do that, to make it easier to editing, we'll change the workspace. Remember earlier on that we changed the workspace to effects for editing our 360-degree video. Let's turn it into vertical. When we switch to vertical, we can see that there's more space now. There's a huge preview here that we can see what it will be like as we export this for social media. Now let me just zoom out a bit so that I can do some touch up of the effects. Now notice that the video isn't so great. The framing is not quite correct. We need to adjust the framing. That's because you can see my finger down here. We will need to adjust the framing so that we remove most of my hand. I could have used a selfie stick, but I don't like it because, well, I'm doing a lot of running with the camera. When you run with a selfie stick, it's kind of dangerous. You might whack somebody with it. And also, I believe that when we shoot videos, we should shoot people at the eye level. We don't want to put it too high up. And when you use a selfie stick, it kind of gets too high. So I just simply stretch out my arm above my head, like Olympic torchbearer, run with my video camera that way. That way, it kind of preserves the perfect height. We get people who are, not too distant. It looks better than using a selfie stick. Now we have a lot more room for editing, but we need to reframe the video so that we don't see my hand at the bottom here. To do that, I use another trick. I have a template that I've previously saved. I will just open the template. The template is here. If you don't know what a template is, it's quite easy to make one, but I'll talk about that in a while. My template is actually here. There you go, template. I'll just cancel the media, cancel. Okay, I'll explain what this means in a while. So the template has got some effect. This is the Insta360 Reframe plugin. It's a plugin for Adobe Premiere that you can download from the for free from the Insta360 website. And I believe if you install the Insta360 Studio, it will come with this plugin automatically installed. We will need this plugin in order to do video editing with Adobe Premiere. The reason is that the video is in 360-degree mode. To convert it into a vertical format, we need to use this plugin to do some processing, some video processing of the video to make it fit into a 9:16 format. Let me just, okay, I'm going to copy this setting over to my clips. What I do is that I'll just right click, copy. I'll go back to my reel here, select all the clips, or you can press Ctrl A for that. Right click, paste attributes. And I'll just select the default attributes. So notice that it's going to paste the Insta360 Reframe setting. Okay, let's look at this setting. Let's go into the first clip. When we go to the first clip, we look at effect controls. We can see that the reframe is now in effect. If we go in there, okay, here. So without the Insta360 reframe effect, it will show. Okay, sorry, let me just undo this. I selected the wrong clip. Let me just go back here. Okay. If I don't select the reframe, it will. Okay, sorry. Why do I keep selecting the wrong clip? Here. Okay. If I don't select the reframe effect, notice that my arm appears at the below. If I turn it on, it reframes it so that it looks upwards. Let me explain the settings that I'm using. So resolution, we are setting as a vertical format, 4K, 9:16. We want a distortion so that it fits more. But that's the beauty of having a 360-degree camera, so that we can fit more things into vertical video. If we didn't use this distortion, it means that we're going to cut off a lot of things on left and right. Preset, I'll just stick to the provided mega view so that you can see more things. View control, I'm not quite sure what this is, but okay. So if you want to do more of the distortion, you can set that, but we won't do that. Yeah. Pan and tilt. So pan and tilt is one of the effects that we'll do a lot in a while. Our videos are 360 degree, but you can actually turn it around to see behind. And we will use this setting as we do panning from left and to right. I'll just leave this 0 for now. Tilt is the important part that I use to suppress the display of my arm. If you notice that if we tilt down, if we tilt down, you'll see my arm there, which we want to remove. So we adjust it so that we can see a bit more of the sky, but not too much of the sky. Otherwise it becomes disorienting. Roll will turn it up and down, well, like tilting ahead. You can do things like, well, how much distortion you want again. Distortion control, what does this do? Okay, there you go. So we don't want that. So these are settings. In a while during editing, we'll do a lot more of this panning. Because it's a 360-degree video, we want to capture the interesting parts, so we need to pan from left to right. Other things that we'll use in a while is that we'll probably use a scale. Sometimes you need to increase the scale to zoom into certain things. And then when you do a zoom, you want to move it and so that it gets centered. So the position will change also, right? Yep, and we will do all of this in a while. Now remember that earlier on we copied the template for the Insta360 effect controls, the Insta360 reframe. How do we get the template? How do we begin if we don't have any template? Well, what we can do is just copy these settings here and save it into a template file that you can reuse for all of your projects. So again, the settings I use are resolution, 4K, 9:16, projection is distortion, preset is mega view, view control is 64, pan is 0, tilt is 38 degrees. This is the right angle that will eliminate my finger and my arms. Roll is 0, FOV control 57, distortion control 1.0. These are settings that we can set into our video here Then to save it for future use, just save it into a Premiere project file, and then just reuse it as template for all our future projects. And that's how I do it. Right, this concludes the second part of this video. In the next part, we'll talk about editing. And we'll talk about how we manipulate these values here. For example, how we do the panning to make it shift from one side to the other. And also how we will do transitions, so that as we move from one transition to move from one sequence to another video sequence, the transition is seamless. We'll be doing something known as a matched cut. So please go on and watch the third part of this video. I will leave it in the description. See you in part 3. Thank you.